I am live again. I was live a few minutes ago, but unfortunately, I knocked everything out of the socket, turned off the socket. Happy hump day! It is Wednesday, and I am here because I just want to quickly talk about. And you know what? I wonder. You know what? I'm not going to play any music, but I need to just create some music really quickly so I can have it in the background. Um, some synthesizers and stuff. I'm going to do it for my next video. But for this video, I did my makeup and I didn't end up going out. I did not end up stepping out to freestyle tonight. And I'm a little disappointed in myself because I should have known better than to try to start pressing out my natural hair at 2:30 in the afternoon, because by the time I was done, it was already 6:30. And how I feel is like, if I go out at 6:30 and 7 o'clock at night on Wednesday and Thursday, I'm just going to get after work crowds. And most of those are going to be junior associates and mid-level managers and stuff like that. So I feel like I need to get out a little bit earlier in my town. And so I am pretty much prepared for tomorrow. So my makeup is fully done. So I said, let me come and do a video for these guys so they can see how I look when I'm well put together, as opposed to me walking in the park. I looked a hot mess in that video, but I just wanted you guys to see my natural face. And my makeup. This is not a lot of makeup. This is a normal amount of makeup. This is like a underdone face. It's just foundation and a little bit of concealer, and you can't even really see. Let me see if I put the light. Can you see it better? That light is not flattering when I twist it like that. See, I'm trying to find the most flattering angle for the light. I have to get a better light set up. But as you guys can see, my makeup it's done, like in a regular way. But that's another reason why I didn't step out tonight, because I kind of want to just look like a bombshell, and I know how to look like a bombshell. Right now, I look like the girl next door, and that's cute. And I don't want to intimidate anyone, so I don't want to look too crazy. But I also want to look well put together. So I didn't feel too confident because I felt like I was rushing everything today. Okay, so here we are. So I wanted to just talk about, like, on this level up journey, it's going to be hard for all of us to do the same things, but some of us have some resources that we can pull immediately. And one of the most important resources that we could pull immediately would be checking your Rolodex. I love this lighting like this. It's perfect. Check your Rolodex basically means, and Rolodex is an old term. You know, if you're 35 and down, you may not know this term. I just know it because I was one of those kids that my mother had a typewriter and stuff. I'm 32, but pretty much. So the Rolodex is pretty much where they would flip it. I never really used one. I used to see it on my boss's desk. But you would flip it, and it has everyone's name and contact information. You know, it's like your contact, your address book. So my thing with the Rolodex is check your Rolodex, check your Facebook, especially if you're a person who had Facebook forever and people are starting to become things. You're in your late 20s, early 30s, and people are trying to become things. And there's always, what I realized over these last couple of weeks, there are always 2 or 3 men in your circle who maybe they were attracted to you back in the day and you tried it, but it didn't work out because everybody was young and dumb. In my case, with this person I'm speaking about, I was just young and living my life. But check your Rolodex, because there might just be a potential right there within the mist. I just checked my Rolodex and I sent a Facebook Messenger message to someone who I dated when I was like 22 years old. And he always follows up with me, like up until, a few months ago for my birthday. Every birthday he sends me a message, and it's like he's not married. He has a baby that's only 2 years old, a daughter, and I know he wants to have a family. He likes me a lot. He has a great position. Now, my income probably is going to match his income, but he doesn't need to know that. So he doesn't even know what kind of work I do. Right now, I'm just going to keep letting him think that I just do some contractual work, which is true, because I'm really not trying to work. I want to be a housewife. So I'm not going to leave. Like, even this conversation that we had on the phone today, I kind of made a little mistake, and I know that people would be really mad at me if they heard the mistake I made. But I made a little mistake where we were talking about buying a home, and I wanted to redirect him to my neighborhood. And when I let him know about the neighborhood, he said, "Well, you're gonna have to show me around." And I said, I was thinking about getting a property as well. Um, and I maybe we can pool our resources together. And then he said to me, "So you want to be roommates?" And started laughing at me. And I thought immediately of all the women on here who consistently talk about leveling up and how you can sabotage yourself. I almost sabotaged myself because this man really likes me and really wants me. He's going to let me get away with that because he knows I don't have a dollar. Like in his heart, he knows that girl doesn't have enough money to even talk like that. She just talks a big game because she wants to be taken care of. And so he's going to let me slide with that. And I won't mention it when he takes me to dinner on Sunday. So what I'm trying to say is within 10 minutes, I went into my psyche and said, oh, there's someone who really likes me right there. And I don't pay him much attention, but he's a good option. And he's actually decent looking and he's much older than me. Because when I tried to guess his age, I guessed up to 43 and he said higher than that. So I'm guessing he's like 48, maybe not 50 yet. Maybe not 48. He might be 40. But the point is, he's much older than me, and he still sees me as young and sexy. And so I'm going to continue to let him see me as young and sexy. So when I see him on Sunday, because we scheduled a date, I've decided that when I see him on Sunday, I've decided that I'm going to spend my time just sexifying and beautifying my look. So you see how I've got my hair nice and pressed out today? I mean, I really pressed it out good and it's got a lot of body. It needs something else. And I think, to be honest, he hasn't seen me in a while. And, it might just be good for me to come with a couple tracks in. So I might put a couple tracks just in the back to give it some length and give me some fullness, because I really want him to understand that, like, I'm a high maintenance woman. You're not going to be getting a woman who is just doing her natural hair every week. This is just a down week for me, and I'm giving my natural hair a huge break. And so for me, I just want him to understand who he's getting. He is a Black man, and so for that, I'm not really worried about the natural texture as much as I'm worried about looking like top notch, because he tends to take me to good places. Like, he took me to some good restaurants back when I was younger, and he really wanted to like wife me up. But I was 22 years old and I felt like he was taking my time away from me. But here we are, and he still wants to wife me up. And I'm going to go and get that. I'm going to get that blanket of security right exactly where he wants me to get it. I mean, this man, as soon as I called him, he was spilling out all of his plans on the phone with me. And I gave him about 10 minutes of my time. Let me see. How long did I give him? Where's the phone? Oh, the phone's back there. Whatever. I gave him about 10 minutes of my time. And aside from that little mishap where I kind of suggested that we own property together as some faux pas, there's no way he's going to really believe that I intend on owning anything with him. My plan is to make him love me, because he already does, and allow him to support my lifestyle right now while we're growing. And if he wants to buy a house and put my name on the deed, that's wonderful. If he wants to buy a house and allow me to live for free, that's also wonderful. So how I feel is I'm ready to level up on this gentleman. I know I mentioned that there was another person in my life who kind of was a little difficult and had bad energy, and that person is completely out of my life today. One of the most important things about life is that you cut the negative energy out. And even though I really care about that person, when I saw that person before we went to go handle our situation, he was so pissy drunk, and all I could think was that you don't even respect yourself enough to present yourself in a way that doesn't make you look like a clown as a man. So I literally am going to be done with him, and I'm not going to speak to him at all. He could just not call me. There's nothing we can talk about that's going to make me want to reach out to him. There's nothing he's going to say that's going to make me say, let me call him back. So he's done. Now, with this other situation, I can't wait to see him on Sunday. I'm going to look so sexy. Now, when I say so sexy, I mean so sexy. Like, this is me on an ordinary basis. I'm just a regular woman, you know, on an ordinary basis. This is just when I'm just on my ordinary. So when I'm on my ordinary, I just got my shoes on. When I'm on my ordinary woman shit, I pretty much just come out beautiful with beautiful hair, and sometimes I have my natural hair out, which is still beautiful. So it's like I've never been too self-conscious about how I look because I always knew I was pretty. Um, Especially when I put my makeup together. Like when I don't have my makeup on, sometimes I look at my face funny, but I think most women do. And so keep your makeup on, ladies. What I want to say is, oh, you see, here my knees. I gotta get some of that sea moss for the knees. So, guys, what I want to say is this: if you have a Rolodex and there are men that you haven't spoken to, oh my god, I'm digging in my ear. Certain things, like I'm not used to being on camera all the time. Okay, so if you have a Rolodex, if you have a Rolodex and you know, and you have contacts for men that you know are kind of there waiting for you and are always talking, but you don't really have anything against them, and maybe you will spend some time with them, and they do have a little bit of money. Like this guy, he makes good money. He makes a lot more than I do. He's not filthy rich, but he did tell me on the phone is that he's selling his condo and moving into a rental while he decides what he does next. I want to influence his next decision in a way that benefits me. I want to either get him to move to my neighborhood and move me in because I don't like where he lives, or I would like him to allow me to find him a property so that I can make a good commission, which I honestly don't really want to do that either because I don't want to do much sales and I really don't want to make any real money off of him but if I can do it, then I will. Um, so really what I want is I want to be able to go and potentially work as a broker. Like, okay, let's see if he wants to purchase something in about 6 months, I'll have my broker's license. And then let me go and help him find something and make that commission off of, off of the deal. But until then, I want him to take care of me like a woman. I want him to really put maximum effort and energy into me. I'm going to be a lady at all times. I'm going to stop talking about owning anything with him because he clearly wants a woman. So I'm going to stop doing that. I remember when he took me out the last, this is maybe, 10, 11 years ago. I must have been 20, 21. And he took me to so many beautiful places. I mean, if you guys have ever been to Sofritos, he took me to Sofritos, which was my third time going. And I, at the time, wasn't really impressed about going to Sofritos as much as I was impressed that he knew to take me there. But I was really excited to be with him, and he was really excited to be with me. And he was driving an Infinity back then, which means that he's probably driving something better, if not the same thing. He's selling the condo. It's like I called him at the perfect time because he's selling the condo, which means he's going to come into so much money, and he may have the potential to do certain things for me, like pay my credit card off so I can get a little bit ahead. Like, I'm not expecting to get too much from him because he is a brother that's really working and may want a whole family from me. So I'm just going to get little by little while I continue to have my own life and see other people, because one thing about him is his appetite for me is he has a very strong appetite for me. And so for that, I can make him wait, and he will do a lot for me. So what I'll do is I'll have him take me out on Sunday because it's MLK weekend, and I didn't even realize that it was MLK weekend. And my bad to my ancestors because I am very woke, but I'm just trying to get this back. So great, it's MLK weekend. That means meeting on Sunday is perfect because you don't have to work on Monday. But there will be no going back to his house. We're going to go somewhere that's beautiful in the city. He's going to have to spend some time with me. I know he said he may want me to come with him furniture shopping on Saturday, but it sounds like I told him if he wasn't going anywhere nice, I didn't really want to go. So I told him if he wasn't going to like a CB2 or Crate and Barrel type of thing, I didn't want to go. Since he has a very specific list and he's a guy, let him get his own things. And when it's time for us to get my condo, let him shop for my place. Woo. Oh goodness, must have been the pepper and the chicken. Time for him, like, so there's a few things that I'm thinking about, but more importantly, I have the plan and I executed the plan. So even though I didn't go out to do the level up dance tonight and go freestyling, I still made something happen and I set something up on my calendar and I pressed my hair and put my makeup together nice so that I could be prepared to step out potentially tomorrow evening and catch myself a top notch baller. But this guy will do in terms of supporting me. The first test is getting him to pay my rent. And now he can't think that I don't pay my own rent, right? He doesn't need to know. Like, I did let him know that I'm not exactly working that much right now. But I'm gonna let him know that I'm looking for a new contract. And while I look for a new contract, I have been paying my bills, and now you know what? I am down to like my last rent payment. So if you could pay it up for me for the next couple of months while I secure a contract, that would honestly be so awesome. And so that's how I'll put it to him. Like right now, I have about 2,500 left, and I'm starting to get just a little scared. I do have some other assets, but they're in an IRA, so I can't touch them. And you know what? Because he's a finance man, so I have to come with like a plan. Okay, so, baby. Yeah, I know I told you I wanted to buy a house with you, but I was just playing. I'm really not ready. I don't even have that kind of money. No way. I have to let him know that at dinner. Then I have to let him know that I really appreciate everything and spending time with him, and it's wonderful. And then I want to let him know that I would love to spend time with him, but I'm trying to secure like, baby, I'm trying to secure a contract so I can start working by February because I literally only have enough money to pay January's rent right now. And I do have some money for February's rent, but if I don't get a quick contract role or something soon, I'm gonna kind of be up against a rock and a hard place. So if you could just pay up some, and I will pay you back. So if you could just pay up some rent for me for the next couple of months, maybe I would really appreciate it. How much is your rent? I'm going to give him double the price of my rent. So I'm gonna tell him, you know, my rent right now is 1350. I'm gonna tell him my rent. I'm not gonna tell him anything ridiculous because in my neighborhood, my little place, it's not gonna make sense if he ever comes up here. But I'm going to tell him that my rent is about $2,500 or something that makes sense. I'm in a one bedroom, so I'll tell him my rent is 2,500. One, two, three, four. And I'll tell him, baby, why don't you just give me $10,000 and I will pay you that back by the end of the summer. How about that? And you can write out a contract and everything. And I'm gonna do this, um, and then when he gives me the money, hopefully he'll be like, you don't need a contract, just pay me back when you can. And I will pay him back with my presence little by little. Um, I will have him eating out of the palm of my hand to the point where he's going to be like, no, don't pay me. You're going to be all right. Because he really doesn't want me to work. What he's going to do is connections instead. All right, like I was saying, really, he doesn't want me to. This man is pretty much my come up. I know he loves me. Like within the second I gave him my number, he called me and he said, "Well, you said call," and then he was already downplaying himself, saying how he's fat. He's not fat. He's actually a cute man. He thinks he's less attractive than he is, but it's okay. So I'm going to play on that. And when he asks me what do I like to do for fun, I just tell him I work out, and we're gonna go to dinner, we're gonna have some food, but I don't want him to think that all that we're gonna do is get fat together. Because I still take good care of myself and I have to leave myself open for other options. Plus I'm working my brand. So um, for this wonderful man, he's going to get the sexiest version of myself. And what will happen is he will just want to pay for everything. And I'm just gonna first thing I'm gonna do is get that rent paid. Maybe I'm going to make him feel so sexy, so loved and appreciated like he has never felt before. I mean, He has not seen me in years, and I still look good. I actually look better than I did, and I'm not even old. He met me when I was a little tyke. He's going to love the way I look as a grown but young woman. No stretch mark. I mean, I have stretch marks, but the point is, he won't see them. No stretch marks, beautiful skin, hair beautiful. I'll do the natural off the top, but I'll put something in the back that makes the hair long. Like I'll put like 2 or 3 tracks to make the hair just a little longer of some old hair that I have, and I'll clip it in. I'll do some clipping, something quick. And I mean, he is going to want so badly to have sex with me. He's going to want so badly to show me off. Like, look what I pulled. And in order for him to do that, he's going to have to pay some bills. And I know he has the money because he's selling his condo. So his closing is happening Friday from this Friday. So I need to ask him for some really good favors within the next week so that he has me. If I could get him to give me $10,000, which is nothing, because he's selling. I mean, if I could get him to give me $10,000 so I could just pay my rent for the next few months while I secure a contract, I would really love him. And I'm gonna let him know, like, one of the things that's been keeping me from being able to kind of progress is that it was me and my fiance together, and he was an attorney, which I did tell him my fiance was an Italian attorney, and I let him know, like, that means that I'm used to a man with money, and so he knows already that I'm used to, and even he said that to me. He's like, "Okay, rich girl," meaning he thinks I'm out of his league, but I'm not. So he's going to give me whatever I want. And I think that because he's closing on the condo next week on the sale, I should be able to ask him for some money to just do things. Like it doesn't even have to be a lot, but if I get 10,000 and I'm pretty much almost doubling, I'm gonna be able to pay almost all of my rent for the year without having to kill myself. And then I can go out there and level up and do all these other things. And, and then if I want to get a job, I can, but I don't want to be stuck to it. Like I could be producing during the day, making my music, and he could have paid my rent and I can make him feel like I'm at work. Oh, my contract's in Midtown, actually. Oh, yeah, why don't we meet up one night? Okay, I'll let you know. And then just never meet him. But then I'll spend time with him here and there. I won't spend that much time with him. But these next couple times he sees me before he closes on this contract, I'm gonna make sure. Okay, so here's what. Next Friday, this Friday, he's going to Friday from this Friday, he is going to have his closing, which means, and where is the let me pull up the calendar so I could really talk to you guys. I'm gonna take off my shoes because I'm pretty much in for the night. So basically, it looks like his closing will be sometime on the 24th. All right. So his closing's on the 24th. And that says to me that over the night, and since we're not hanging out until the weekend, Sunday, the 19th, because he's moving into a new place, since we're not until the 19th, we're not moving in until the 19th. So because he's not moving into his place until this weekend, and then we're not going out until Sunday the 19th, and then his closing is until the 24th, that is still enough time for him to give me enough money for the end of the year out of his closing. So basically, my rent is paid up through January, and actually it's not even fully paid, but it's halfway paid. And what I'm going to do is so 1350 times 2, that's 2,700. I'm just going to make it a clean 2,500 because it doesn't sound right. Actually, I'm going to say, yeah, January, February, March, April, May. January, February, March, April, May. So if I go through May and let's say I start paying him back in June, and so if I go times 5, If I ask him to give me 12.5 and then he says I could only give you 7 or something, whatever, I'm going to ask him for a lot because he knows what kind of work I do. And I'm going to impress him with the work I do. And so because of that, he's going to be able to lend me some money because he knows like that girl, she does work hard, but at the same time, I want to make her my wife. So I don't want to exploit her. So here's some money. I just got some money for my closing. How much money can I give her? I know she's good. I actually know this girl. I've been watching her on Facebook for the last 10 years. She's not completely foreign to me. I really love her. I really want her to have my baby because that's what it sounds like. So for me, it's a win-win situation. I think that all I have to do is just don't overtalk him, don't overpower him, be interested in everything he does, add myself in where I can help out, but not without overpowering his plan, because that's a problem I have sometimes. Look, he wants to buy a house. It's his business where he buys his house. Who cares where he buys his house? His house is not being bought tomorrow, so we don't care. But his condo is being sold tomorrow, so we want some of that money. So once the condo is being sold, I could get maybe, I don't know, I'm just gonna ask him for some ridiculous amount so he could say, how about 10,000 or something like that. Or I'm just gonna say to him, you know what, would you be able to pay my rent up a couple months? Or just, and then in a few months from then, I'll say, listen, I really, 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 really need my credit card bill paid. And if he ever starts to feel like I'm taking advantage of him, I scale back and I give him some time without taking anything. I'm not going to suggest that he do anything for me. I'm just going to tell him, oh my God, I love this jewelry. And he's going to start buying me jewelry. I'm going to start looking beautiful. He's going to start buying me jewelry. I could see it already. The reason why I stopped talking, guys, is because I can see it already. I'm gonna start buying. He's gonna start buying me jewelry. He's not gonna. He's good with his money, so he's probably not gonna buy me a lot of bags and shoes. But he's gonna start buying me jewelry, offering to clean up my credit card so that he can bring me into the fold and be his wife because he wants a wife. I can tell. He's getting older. So I'm looking forward to spending time with him, getting to know him. Um, I'm going to let him know that I have a schedule. And so on Sunday, we're going to spend time. Our dinner is going to happen at around 6 or 7. And I plan on being home by 10 o'clock because I have to get up early in the morning on Monday for a meeting. Even though it's MLK, I actually have a meeting with a client on Monday morning. So he can't get any ideas about me coming to his house and sleeping over. Um, He wanted that last time. So here's the thing with him. We've never had sex. The last time he met me in the club and he was trying so bad to get me to stay over his place. And then he even offered to bring me over to his place the next day to do my laundry. So I came over to his place. I did my laundry in his condo, but then I went home. I never had sex with him. He's a big football person. So what I may do is I may say to him, like, I may start talking a little bit about football and then offer to be around him for the Super Bowl. But the only way I'll do it is if he comes through with that favor I need, which is I need $10,000. And I will not be blowing $10,000 on. So basically what will happen is if I get $10,000 or $12,000 from him, that means I'll have at least $3,000 to $4,000 more after I pay my bills for 6 months. And that way I could finish producing my music, start marketing myself and putting myself out there and really getting to know um, myself musically and really getting to know this landscaping and this landscape of level up. Sorry, guys. I just got so distracted by the money. So literally, if he gave me this 10,000, I'd be able to pay some rent and take some money and level up a little bit more so I can find the next guy. And I kind of think that that's how level up works. You can't just jump into it and get the top baller. But if you could level up on the backs of someone who's already established, like you see, I was trying to do that with my last friend. And what was frustrating him so much was that, and he used to say this, why do you always come around the niggas that don't have anything? Good point. I'm wasting my energy on you guys. So I've decided I'm going to put my energy into men that have something. So this gentleman, he has a lot and he will have even more. And I will get him to clean up my credit and pay my rent for the next few months while I create my own brand. So I'm feeling really good about it. Next thing you know, I'll have a car. Like, by this, trust me, he'll be trying to marry me. You know, it'll be crazy. He'll be trying to marry me. Next thing you know, I'll be engaged. And the only way I'll marry him is if I am not able to obtain certain things on my own. But once I obtain things on my own, I'm out. He has a baby girl he's raising right now, and that's beautiful. If we have a child, that'll be great. So there's 2 kids there. But I don't really. This is he was an ultimate backup plan, and right now I have to utilize him while I'm still attractive before he just goes and settles down with anybody. One of the reasons why he's not in any rush to settle down is because he got stuck with a baby with a woman that he tried to be with, but she really wasn't on my level. So when I come back into the picture, he's going to be like, he's been trying to explain this baby to me in the 10 minutes we were on the phone. He spent 6 minutes of it trying to explain what happened with the woman and the baby. And I just reassured him that it didn't matter. And we'll talk about it later. And as long as the baby is loved, and love up on the baby. But honestly, I can see that he's mad. He's kicking himself like, damn, this girl came back in my life and I have a messy situation with this baby's mother. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to have to do what I say. He's going to have to pay my rent and I'm going to do it in a nice way. I'm not going to just ask for him to pay my rent. I'm going to go out with him on Sunday, and then we're going to talk a little bit more, and I'm going to be busy during the week. And then he's going to say, hey, do you want to hang out again this week? And he's going to ask me about, you know, my interviews and everything for the different contract roles, and have I been able to secure anything? And then he's going to say, you know what, I think I can do that. You know what, I think I could probably do that favor for you. Because I'm not going to just ask him for the favor on the first, but I will kind of mention to him, like, I just need to have my rent paid for a few months just so that I can concentrate and breathe. Because I gave myself too much time off. Like, I let him know I left JP Morgan or whatever. I left my company in June, and now I pretty much need some stability, and I kind of waited till the last moment. I only have enough to get through 1 month. So if someone could just pay it up for like a few months for me, 3 or 4 months, pay up a few months for me while I get back on schedule. And I think 3 or 4 months is adequate. Anything like 5 months scares men, because it's like, oh, you're trying to, well, if you're saying like a season, 3 months to 4 months, a man can part with that. So for me, I have to let him know that my rent is almost double the price. That way he could pay. So I'll probably tell him my rent is 26, honestly, and just have him give me that extra, and then I will get my hair done with it. I will level up completely with it. I'll even pay off a small debt. I'll make sure to pay off a small debt. Every time I get money in my hands, I made a commitment to clean up my credit, because my credit is kind of in disarray. So I'll pay off it's not in disarray. I've only got 2 credit items, a credit card that's maxed out and another small credit card that's maxed out. And it's a total of $15,000, I think. So it's really not a lot. I don't really have student loans. So he can pay that off, honestly. But what I'll do is I'll pay the small little credit card that's like $1,500. I'll pay like half it off. And then every month he will do something for me. Like, after he gives me this $10,000, I'm not even going to ask him for anything. I'm just going to be there for Super Bowl Sunday with him, kissing up on him, holding him, loving him, and all that. Then I have things to do during the week. Then he can see me on the next weekend. Same thing. We're kissing, we're hugging, we're going out, loving up on him. Okay. Next thing you know, I am so busy at the firm, and I'm so busy working on this new contract. He is going to have to he's going to pretty much have to clean up my whole credit card and pay for all of my rent. So spend about $30,000 before he gets a taste of this nookie. So it's going to cost him. and I'm not going to run amok. I'm just going to charge him to live. And then, he's going to get to the point where he's going to say, well, why don't you just move? Why don't you just move in? And I'm going to tell him, you know what? I don't know that I can move in. Or if we were in a situation where we owned a home together, then I would have no problem with being around all the time. Like if we were in an owner's duplex and your mom and daughter were on one floor and I was on another floor doing my own thing, I would have no problem with that. So if we could do that, I would have no problem with that. But I would still want to keep my studio. And so I would keep the studio and I would have him move to another place in the neighborhood. And I would live there, but then still keep the studio, but I get married, come up here and do my music and just have my peace and serenity. And then pop off on my little artist, make my money. It's time to be smart. And he's cute enough. I could deal with him. So I feel like there is just a lot that can happen for me. And sometimes we self-sabotage. We self-sabotage a lot because we want so badly to incorporate other people into our life, but they have no business being there. It's really hard for me sometimes because I really want to incorporate certain people in my life knowing they have no business being there. Another thing that I want to do for this level up, aside from going in my Rolodex, is tonight I'm going to trash a bunch of jeans that are just not my style anymore and just don't fit my level up. They're going in the trash tonight. And maybe I'll give certain things away, but other things that aren't fit to give away, I'll just throw them out. It's time that I go back to the woman I was from 4 or 5 years ago, which was super professional, a little corporate and corny, but that's kind of sexy to some men. And that's the type of woman that men like to marry. And that's the type of woman that a man's going to give $10,000 to or $100,000 to. And if he knows that I'm an investment, like, look, I'm going to give her this money, but you know what? In return for her to I'm going to give her this money, but in return for her giving this money and me giving her this money, she's going to be there for me. She's going to be there in my corner. She makes me look good every time we go out. She smells good. She feels good to the touch. And I haven't even had her on top of me yet. Like, that's how men think. And so, like, this man has been wanting me to ride the fuck out of him for almost 10 years. And so now I'm going to give him the opportunity to do just that. I'm going to give him the opportunity to get exactly what he wanted. And that's going to benefit me. I have no more time. Someone's blowing up my phone, and I'm pretty sure I know who this is. It's probably the same person. Let me check my phone and see who's texting me right now, so I can give a response. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. My bad. I actually thought this was someone else, and it doesn't matter who this is right now. I'll deal with them later. Let me see. Hold on. Let me just respond to this person. Okay, anyway, back to what I was saying. And I'm pretty glad that that wasn't who I thought it was. I thought it was that low energy person I don't want to deal with. So basically, all right, so here's what. This man wants me. He has wanted me for over 10 years. He wants me so much that he's fantasized with it. He has hit me up every year to wish me a happy birthday. It's because I went out with him twice I was always a lady. I went out with him twice at like the height of my beauty, probably 21, 22. I wouldn't say that. I would say the height of my beauty was like 22, 23, 20. Yeah. So at the height of my beauty, he took me out, and I was so sexy. He couldn't help himself, and he wanted so bad. Like, he met me in a club, so he didn't think I was gonna be so classy. But once he realized I was, he wanted so badly to impress me. Like, he even offered to buy me a flat screen TV because I had like a box TV, but I didn't like him back then, and it was all about, fucking something that was good looking and stuff like that. And he is good looking. He has beautiful eyes, great face, but he's just, a big boy. But he's solid and he's tall, so that's cool. Um, so really, what I realized is that he is the perfect match for me while I am trying to grow. He is the perfect match. He's great. He's a great man. He's a black man. He's husband material. He's West Indian. He was born in the UK. But he don't have no accent. He really been here most of his life. I'm pretty sure his mom is Jamaican. He's sexy, and he has a sexy personality. And it's because he's such a manly man. Like, he can take care of himself in a way that, so he understands things in a way that, so what I would like him to do is invest in me, and I'm not going to make him invest in this music business because he's going to see that as frivolous, the type of man he is, taxation and stuff. He's a boring numbers man. So when he sees the music business, he thinks it's frivolous and stupid. There's no way I'm going to make him do that. What I'm going to do is have him pay bills for me because I'm a woman just trying to make it. I'm going to have him buy a home in this area where I can move all my things in and live with him. And then I'm pretty much going to come to work here, and then live with him there. And we're going to figure it all out to the point where it's going to be wonderful. It really is going to be wonderful. I'm going to live with him. He's going to take care of me. I could see it. I'm not going to live in Queens. I'm going to have him buy something. I'm going to make him, because he's going to want so badly to be close to me, and I'll only have him if he's here. So he's going to want to be out here. He's going to want to be. So. And I will bring him upstairs after he pays the bill. He will not come upstairs until he pays the bill, because I don't need him to see the place and be like, oh, no, you don't pay $25 for that. Well, actually, I do. It's the park lot. Everything is $25 now. So I'm going to get him to pay everything for the next 5-6 months, so I don't have to worry about going to work. It is time to be chosen. I'm ready to be chosen. Like, I was praying to Oya this week, looking for strength to continue on this journey and to level up and to find money. And what I found was a man with money, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And he's a black man, and he's not even that old compared to me. And he has one daughter, and he's looking for a family. So what I can do is I could give him everything he's looking for and be his fantasy and create this lifestyle that he wants so badly. And just have him do everything for me, take care of me in my neighborhood. Like, you are going to take care of me. I'm going to live in his house while I save my own salary. I don't even make that much money compared to him, but I know I make a good amount of, like, if he makes a third more than me, probably. No, he probably makes double what I make. A little bit more than double what I make. But guess what? He's not going to be able to afford me. Once he lets me live off of him for free for 1 year, like, I don't even, literally, this studio won't matter after the summer. I will have it so that he pays the studio up to the summer. I make as much music in it as possible through the summer. And then by my birthday time, maybe I'll spend one more summer in here. By my birthday time, he'll be begging me to move into the house that I helped him buy. He's going to want to come to Bed-Stuy. He's going to love it so much. It's going to be a change. It's closer to the city. He works downtown. It's better for him. It's closer to me. Next thing you know, he could have a home. and I would just help him qualify. And by me helping him qualify, I wouldn't put any money down, you know? Like I would just put my name and my paperwork down and help him qualify. But then I own a home now. I own a home. So that's probably how I'll do it. I won't actually put any, but I'll help him qualify with my income. That way, both of our incomes together. He can get his home, he can have his wife, he can have his child, everything. And I can go and live my life because if he thinks I'm going to stop right there and be with him for the rest of my life, he's out of his fucking mind. Too bad. I really think he's a wonderful man, but I won't spend my whole life with him. Um, So when I say check the Rolodex, ladies, I'm not going to spend my whole night on this thing just talking about what I'm going to do. Check your Rolodex because there's got to be 4 or 5 men, especially if you're a pretty woman. Check your Rolodex. There's 4 or 5 men who will take you just as you are with no makeup right now today without you having to do anything but call up the phone. Give them your phone number. Call them. Let them know you're available. Put on a little lip gloss. I put a little makeup on. Press my hair on a little bit. He hasn't even seen my face. He's going off of an illusion from something from years ago, and I look better than I did when he took me out years ago. So I'm literally going to give him something that he can't find. A Black woman who is smart and who has an amazing, beautiful body with no children, who is ready for him. Not to say that he can't find one, but something about him, I don't know. I've never had his dick, so he might have no dick, which is perfect because I don't want to be rammed. Like one of my homeboys sent me a picture of him yesterday and said, I want you to sit on this. And I laughed and I said, that's too big for me. Shout out to my boy, but you too big for me. I cannot work with you when you're too big for me. Some people are just so crazy. And so that's why I hate to get distracted. Like, let me just turn this shit over. Okay, so go through your Rolodex, ladies. Go through because there's somebody who already wants you who's sitting right there. How about that? And I'm gonna come back and we're gonna talk about one of the laws of power that I wanted to discuss the other day in a little while. I'll probably do it late at night. Um, but first, let me go and I'll be back, okay? I love you guys. Peace.